It's the Sleepers Podcast. It's Tuesday, September 23rd. We are back. Dion's in the building. I'm in the building. Bruce Pearl is out of the building so that his son can take over the building. And we're reacting live, recording a full episode right after the Bruce Pearl news drop. How you feeling, Dion?
I'm feeling good. Question for you, G. How long before you think you could retire and I log on to one of these and just see Banks?
So I was going to do the bit. If you watched the short video, we just recorded a quick reaction to Bruce Pearl's news that he's stepping down. And I did a whole bit at the beginning of the video where I just left the video and had my dog sit in the chair. I wanted to do that bit with Banks, but I still don't trust Banks enough. Like, I feel like at least Bruce Pearl trusts Steven a little bit. Banks is still a total psychopath to me right now.
The hot seat. I've always had a lot of stock in Banks, and I continue to buy more stock as time goes on. I'm a believer in that. I feel like he's an athlete, but as a Banks guy, I do have to admit we got to get ready for him to you might retire at any moment, and he's got to be able to
Yeah.
take the throne.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't anticipate ever trying to hand the Sleepers media business to Banks. The only way I think that would ever happen, to be honest, is if Banks and Leon have a similar relationship to Carter and I's relationship, which I think we're gonna have to wait on, right? There's definitely a world that Banks and Leon kind of like grow up as pals, but we're not gonna be like right next to each other. They probably wouldn't really hit it off to like maybe college at best. But I don't know. There's also a world where like Banks and Leon hate each other and have nothing in common whatsoever. And if that happens, I think this business dies.
Yeah, I mean, that would be tough. That would put a lot of pressure on me and JK, I think, to have kids.
Yeah. Or, I mean, do you guys just take the place of our kids? Like, could Carter and I grow up to the point where we're like, we're done with this? You guys take this?
Well, me and JK already have one failed podcast, so I think we would have to turn it down. I don't think we could do like the failing of a podcast.
Yeah, you can just keep failing upwards sometimes. Big day for nepotism, though. I mean, huge day for nepotism. How are you feeling about nepotism in general? Are you pro or anti nepotism?
I'm very pro nepotism.
I
Arch
guess that.
Manning almost killed nepotism, though. So I think Arch is off the hook now, thanks to Bruce Pearl, because Arch almost got Arch was so bad the first 3 weeks. I was sitting here like, I don't think Bronny should play in the NBA anymore. And I've been pro Bronny, but that's how bad Arch was. So now I think we're good. Nepotism's back at like a floor, ocean, sea level type of thing. But I'm very pro nepotism.
We're back at sea level, man. It's crazy. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce Pearl. Hashtag. Good Lord. Yeah, rumored to be going into politics. Again, go watch the full reaction video if you want that from us. But my brain just feels like mush right now. Like I'm supposed to be doing like a little fun, little full episode with Dion, and Bruce Pearl's retiring to be a senator. Like that's just a crazy sentence I never envisioned saying out loud. Should we just get to the show, Dion?
I think so. I got a YouTube comment from, I'm just going to call him Bob. I don't know what the other letters are supposed to spell, so I'm just going to go with Bob. It's on our Mark Pope, Pat Kelsey video, and he goes, best coach rumble matches, pick your winner. Chris Beard versus Bruce Pearl. I feel like we have to go with Beard since Bruce Pearl retired.
I think it's got to be Beard, but it's not all that humorous to say that it's Beard, is it? It's kind of like dark and real.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that when I read the comment.
Yeah.
On to the next one then. Izzo versus Patino.
What was the next one?
Izzo versus Petito.
I don't think I'd bet against Izzo. He's got the lower center of gravity, and he's just a feisty guy. Patino seems like he'd make an excuse, be like, I just want to die. It's too cold. And Izzo would fight to the death.
Izzo feels like he wins the match. Patino feels like he has somebody meet Izzo at his car.
Yeah. Yes. That's a great way to put it.
And then the last one is Underwood versus Cronin.
I don't think Cronin has hands. I think Brad has hands. And Brad also loves to talk about like Pizza Hut parking lots. So yeah, give me Brad. I think Cronin's gone Hollywood too.
Yeah, Brad's also like Eastern European now, according to the pictures he posts on Twitter. And the Jokic brothers terrified me. So if he's developed anything like the Jokic brothers have, I got Underwood against anybody.
Yeah, I think that's a good read too. All right, that was a fun comment. Thank you to that YouTube comment, Bob. We appreciate it. Let's get to the Discord. Reminder, join the Discord. It's the number one way to support the show. We read your comments every single day. That money goes directly to people like me and Carter and Dion and our producer JK and Riley and Tanner and J-Man and Ryan Hammer and Booby and everybody else that we currently semi-employ. Realizing as I talk through that, we have way too many employees. Gonna have to figure that one out. So yeah, join the Discord so we can keep that going. We got to find where we left off on comments. It's been a couple days, hasn't it?
It has. We're also the only business that always talks about having less employees and winding up with more every single time we do that.
Yeah, we do that a lot, don't we? Okay. Let's see. We start today with Isaiah from NYC, who says that Jeremy Fears versus Elliot Cadeau point guard matchup will feed families. And then Malik says Greg thinks him and Fears are the same. He's dead wrong. Fears about to make him backpedal hard.
I don't see a huge difference between Cadeau and Fierce.
Yeah, there's no basketball related reasons to think they aren't similar, but our Discord seems to disagree with me. Isaiah says, Greg, you're basically saying Namari Burnett needs to hit shots for all this to work. I feel like everybody who's not Yaxel or Merez needs to hit shots, or this will be very bad. Uh, no, I don't think so. Again, reminder your team, Isaiah St. John's, won the Big East and was incredible for 90% of last season while not being able to shoot. Michigan State made an Elite Eight and won the Big Ten by 3 games while not being able to shoot. In order for it to quote unquote work out in terms of a national championship, yes, they're going to need a bunch of shooting. But if they just want to win the Big Ten, potentially challenge Purdue and make a March run, that's been proven you can do that without shooting if you're as talented and as big and athletic as Michigan is. So, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but God, I'm sick of fans of teams that didn't shoot last season, that won championships, preaching shooting to me is just one of the most falling on deaf ears things ever. Do you have any thoughts?
If Yaxel can shoot or make some type of semi leap in shooting, this is such a moot point. It's crazy. Like I feel like we have to see what the team looks like before we have like the full on conversation. And I completely agree with you. Like St. John's is literally or was a worse shooting team than Michigan will be this year too.
Yeah, Malik's just going back and forth with Isaiah. I gave my answer, but Greg knows better than me, I guess. Gale needs to be a dude all year for this team to reach its peak. If Gale's not a dude, Malik, guess what we'll do? Go to the 5-star McDonald's All American Trey McKenney and see if he's a dude. And he's known to be a shooter. So it's almost like there's a couple different multiple options there. And if he's not a dude, maybe we'll just try and see if LJ Kason's a dude. And if LJ Kason's not a dude, then maybe we'll just try and see if Winters Grady's a dude. And if Winters Grady's not a dude, then maybe we'll just move Will Cheddar to the three because we know he can shoot. And if that's not working well enough, we'll probably just slide Yaxel to the three and see if he can shoot. It's almost like there's 8 different options, and it's not all entirely dependent on Roddy Gale. That's crazy. Tristan Freeman says, in honor of Clemson football, which highly ranked preseason college basketball team is most likely to implode like them? This is hilarious comedic timing. Kudos, Tristan. My answer is Michigan.
I was gonna say Michigan too. I think Michigan has the highest like peak and floor of any team in the country.
Yeah, that's my answer. There are reasons for this to go wrong. I don't think shooting is number one, but we'll see. Doctor says 63 to 10 with 3 pointing finger emojis and then 3 crying emojis. I like to think one of those emojis is intended for me, one for Carter, and one for you. We have some crow to eat about our Illinois Indiana picks.
Salute Dr. Man. It's your week, man. Enjoy it.
Live it up, Doc. Happy for you. War Chant says 3 of the top 10 most embarrassing losses in my lifetime in the last 2 years. Tonight was much more embarrassing than games I've seen Illinois play in person at Michigan, where Michigan scored 69 points and 70 points. Which loss is most embarrassing? Illinois football 63 to 10. Illinois basketball against Duke 110 to 67. UConn 30 to nothing run against Illinois in the Elite Eight. My God. And they call this the glory era of Illinois athletics. This is making me realize how crazy this is. Like they've been running around holding press conferences about how this is the time and they've never seen Illinois athletics so strong. And these three things have all happened in a calendar year, Dion.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think it's number two. I think I'm going to go with three. A 30-0 run in the Elite Eight's crazy.
That one had the most stakes, and you felt like you were a Final Four caliber team more so than you felt anything else these past couple of years, but all embarrassing. War Chant says, I got a lot of flack for folks by predicting Illinois 8-4 this year. Turns out I was way over optimistic. With a non existent offensive line and decimated secondary, does Illinois win six and make the quick lane bowl if they still call it that? This feels like an emotional swing in the wrong direction. They should win more than 6 games.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, honestly, I think 8-4 is going to be right on the money.
I still think they get to 9-3. I just think Indiana's really good. Big Noon coming to Champaign. I bet they are looking for a reason to get out of that one. The last time War Chant, it's not life or death. I get it. We're sad, but like last week, we had to sit through 7 days of you shit talking Indiana and how the environment was nothing, and now it's like we're not even going to make the quick lane bowl. I'm struggling with this. The emotional swings, War Chant. I'm going to read the full comment, but I just had to interject. War Chant, come on, deep breaths. That's what I tell my daughter. Deep breaths. Big Noon coming to Champaign. I bet they are looking for a reason to get out of that one. Last time USC came to Champaign in '96, they embarrassed the Illini 55-3. Does history repeat itself? I know I am overreacting, but I do think it's a possibility if the Illini quit like they did tonight. First time I have ever seen them quit under Coach Bielema.
Yeah, that game was 30 years ago. I was four, so doesn't move me in much. I do have a good breathing exercise if you need one for Murph or Banks, though.
What's that?
I tell people in through the nose, out through the mouth, birthday cake. And it's as if you're like blowing out the candles on the birthday cake.
What, do you go in through the nose with a birthday cake?
You don't have to, but so to calm down, you in through the nose, out through the mouth. But if you say birthday cake, it gets them to do it more.
So, like, in through the nose, name something you snort. Like, do you guys think you snort regularly or no?
Crayons.
Crayons?
Well, when I was a kid.
In through the nose, crayons. Out through the mouth, birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. Very good advice. Uh, okay. War Chant says, congrats to Indiana football. Your team looks great. Enjoy it while you can. I suspect Alabama's going to come after your coach, who totally pantsed Coach B today. Also, the environment was great. Well done. Just can't duplicate the size of the big boys, but very impressive. You're right, Greg. Okay. Thank you, War Chant. It looked like a very venomous environment full of Indiana fans. Appreciate you updating us from there. Yukon 99 says looks like Hurley is targeting 6 recruits: Mingo, Cloer, Samuels, Landrew, County, and Toure. My crystal ball is Mingo, Cloer, Landrew, and Samuels. Can Hurley pull this off? That would be an insane class. I think you get three, not four of those 6.
I definitely think they get Mingo, and I think they get one or two others as well. But I do think they get Mingo.
I think they get Mingo and 2 of the 3 of Cloer, Samuels, Landrew. I don't think it's going to be all 3. That'd be a lot on the wings. Yay, sleeve lines. Sleeve lines of the week is here. You are stepping in for Carter this time. Overall records, I'm 3-4. Carter slash Dion 2-5. Although Dion is responsible for 0 of those, Carter is the one who is 2-5. This season we'll have either a monetary or a shirt prize for the winner. I love this sleeve. 4 sleeve lines this week. Number 1, Illinois -6.5 against USC.
Oh, USC. Honestly, if that's the actual line, I will likely bet USC money line.
Is Illinois favored by 6.5 against USC?
That would be crazy. I think Maeva is going to be able to tear them apart.
USC is favored by 5.5.
Okay, well,
So
appreciate it,
yeah, sleeve
Steve.
a little issue with your sleeve line here. I'll take USC plus 6.5.
Me too.
Georgia -6.5 against Alabama.
Bama,
I'm gonna take Bama plus 6.5. Ole Miss -2.5 against LSU.
LSU.
I am going to take Ole Miss. I like Trinidad Chambliss. I think he's good. Lastly, Dante Moore and Drew Aller over under 3.5 passing touchdowns total.
Over. I really, 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 really like Dante Moore. I think when it's all said and done, that's the number one pick.
I'll take the over as well. I think that's going to be a high scoring game. Also, going through this, it made me realize how great the slate is this Saturday, which also made me realize how poorly timed it was on my part to commit to going to a Zach Bryan concert on Saturday night.
Yeah. You want me to one up that?
Yeah.
Family reunion Saturday night.
Any chance there's a TV or no?
No shot. No shot. And if there is, it's gonna be on like Judge Judy.
Hmm.
There's no way it's gonna be on sports, unfortunately.
One of those.
We'll say though, salute YouTube, salute Cart. We're gonna be paid right in time for a great slate.
Yeah, this is very true. That's a big development. The ladders have been hitting for me as well. Yeah, no, I'm going to a Zach Bryan concert with my best friend from high school, Ropey, who I love. Haven't had like a good night out with him and his wife in a while, so it's going to be a very fun time. It's at the Big House, Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, so should be like a full day of like tailgating around Ann Arbor for a concert. Hopefully, we can hit some bars and watch those games early. But I just know because I'm not a Zach Bryan fan, I couldn't name you a Zach Bryan song. All I know about him is he's the dude who tried to give Brianna Chicken Fry $10 million to shut her mouth about him being an abusive asshole. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be like at the concert vibing, but I might be like drunk checking the phone to see the Oregon score.
All I got is as a chicken fried guy, full chicken fry supporter. Tough look for us that he's selling out the big house. That's like 100,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Uh yeah, I think it's going to be sold out too, from what I've seen. He's also been doing this whole tour on football stadiums, I guess, because he sold out Notre Dame Stadium and brought Shane Gillis out to open for him. So I don't know. It's crazy. Maybe at the big house, he'll bring out Bruce Pearl to open for him. It'd be wild. War Chant says, watching the big game live at the game is the best if the team you're rooting for wins. Can't duplicate the excitement of being at the game. It's one of one. Greg wins the draft if the team you're rooting for wins. Otherwise, Dion wins. Did we underestimate the negative side effect of your team losing if you're at the game?
I mean, I think this was either a YouTube comment or a Discord comment. We underestimated the wins and losses. We also didn't specify where the seat was. If you're sitting front row at a sporting event your team plays in, you win the draft immediately.
That's true. That's very true. Courtside seats anywhere probably matter. My experience has been the opposite, War Chant. If I'm at a game and my team loses, I handle it better than if I'm at home, like on my couch. I just feel like you have more of an appreciation for a quality performance from the other side if you see it in person. But hey, teach their own. Vinay says for each of the main conferences, assemble the best possible team using the following criteria: one team's head coach, one team's starting five, and one team's home court. The catch, you cannot reuse a team. They have to be three different teams from the conference. Which conference creates the strongest team? This is really fun. Do we want this as a full episode topic for tomorrow, or do we want to do that right now?
I like it as a full topic for tomorrow.
Vinay, you just gave us a full episode topic for tomorrow. Thank you, Vinay. I like that. War Chant says, how do you deal with the bitter disappointment when your squad loses in a historical or epic way? Man, War Chant is going through it right now. These are like, this is the post weekend comments. So we just got 4 days of War Chant going through the four stages of grief, basically. And acceptance has to be coming soon, War Chant, I think.
Hopefully. I gotta be honest, like ever since I started gambling, it just doesn't get to me that much anymore.
Yeah, I think when I'm sad, I play with my daughter and then I get less sad. So have a daughter, War Chant. That's what you need to do. Big Three and Snapping Turtle says Malik should get his own Mailbag Monday segment, Monday Mailbag with Malik. Yeah, as we work through formatting for the episodes, what do you think about like Discord mailbag, Malik mailbag, and then like a third thing?
I think if we give Malik one, we almost have to give like Doctor one too, I feel like.
What about, okay, so segment one is the Discord asking questions to us. Segment two is Malik asking questions to us. Segment three is the Discord asking questions to Malik.
I would love that. I wish Malik would speak on some of the stuff he's told me. Malik has a good story, like a legitimately like a good story behind him. Him having his own mailbag would actually be entertaining.
Yeah, love you, Malik. Final comment today comes from C. Dave, who I think might be new to the Discord. So shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Bruce Pearl retiring the day official practice starts is wild. Feel for Todd Pettiford. We agree.
Yeah, very much so agree. I feel for Todd a lot.
Yeah, go watch the short from yesterday for our full thoughts. That is all the comments for today. Thank you, comment section. Just remembered that we don't even have the ad read done yet. So tomorrow there will be a new sponsor on this channel. I swear it's real. It really is real this time. We have a first topic today that comes to us courtesy of one of the very, very best in the game. It is Jon Rothstein, who over the weekend put together an awesome list of 20 breakout players to watch for this upcoming season. A lot of these names, I think, are not a surprise to anyone who watches this channel or just pays attention to college basketball. If you don't watch this channel, you'll recognize a lot of the names that we are about to go through on Rothstein's list. Rothstein supposedly put these in no particular order. Like as you read through it, it's just sort of a collection of all of the best players that he thinks will take strides forward from last year to this year. It's not listed from 1 to 20. I thought it would be fun to take the 20 that Rothstein put together and rank them in order of likelihood that they actually break out from 1 to 20. So that's what you and I are going to collaborate on today, just to go through them all. A reminder, you should follow Rothstein. You should go read his article, collegehoopstoday.net. He has in-depth, detailed reasons on why each of these guys is going to break out that goes far beyond just the list. But here is his order in no particular order. Jackson Kohler, and I'm going to jot these down as we go. If it feels like I'm going slow, that's why. Jeremy Fears, two Michigan State guys at the top. Nolan Winter from Wisconsin is third. Flory Badunga from Kansas is fourth. Isaiah Evans at Duke, five. Terrace Reed, my former center, UConn's current starting center, is six. Jalen Stewart from UConn also on the list. Jackson McAndrew at Creighton, eight. Royce Parham, number nine, from Marquette. Anthony Robinson from Missouri, guy that a lot of people believe is destined for a potential NBA future. Aiden Sherrill at Alabama, number 11. Carter Knox at Arkansas, number 12. CJ Cox from Purdue at 13. Thomas Haw at Florida, 14. Isaiah Brown, name also at Florida that you don't hear often about, but he's here. Motias Krivas from Arizona, 16. Four more coming. Roddy Gale from Michigan, 17. Trent Perry at UCLA, 18. Kwame Evans at Oregon, 19. And Colin Chandler at Kentucky is 20. There's our full list. I have all the names written down. Our job is to put them in order from most to least likely to fulfill this breakout season that Rothstein thinks is coming. Where would you like to start?
Are we starting at 1 or 20?
For suspense purposes, why don't we start at the bottom of the list and work our way up? So I have a couple names that I just am not buying a breakout for.
Yeah, me too. And it starts with Isaiah Brown for me.
Why do you feel that way about Isaiah Brown?
I'm not even 100% sure he's in that guard rotation, and his own coach doesn't believe in his breakout.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, his coach has been, I guess, I don't know. I feel like the way he just recruited over him consistently.
It's hard to break out when you have Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland in front of you.
Yeah.
And the talk is that Thomas Haw, who's also on this list, mind you, is going to start at the three. So basically, if you're buying a Thomas Haw breakout, it happens at the three. Where do the minutes come for Isaiah? So I think that's a good read by you. Let's put Isaiah Brown at 20, last on our, or least likely on this list. Close to me, if not even lower. I'd be fine putting this guy at 20. Roddy Gale is not likely to break out.
Yeah, I agree. Because well, I don't know what a Roddy Gale breakout looks like
No,
either.
he is what he is. He's a veteran. He's not going to shoot as poorly as he did last year, but like It's not like Michigan even wants Roddy Gale to be like an all-conference player this year. There's no role increase that's coming with how loaded this team is. So I expect him to play better, but that's not a breakout.
Yeah, I agree. Like honestly, I think if Roddy Gale just does what he did towards the end of the season last year, that's all Michigan wants.
Yep. I'm good with Roddy Gale at 19. Honestly, most of the rest of these names are all names I would buy to break out in some form. So we're kind of going to be pick and choosing here. There's maybe one to two more names that I'm kind of skeptical on before we get into just which ones do we like the least.
I have one. I'm not skeptical on his ability to break out. I'm skeptical on what his role looks like, and that's Colin Chandler for me. I'm not skeptical on his ability. I just don't know how much in comparison to everyone else on this, like what does his opportunity look like versus everybody else?
I think I agree with you in terms of opportunity. He's not going to crack my top 10, I think, because of that role. But I buy his game taking a step forward enough that I don't think he's in the next three for me. Can I give you my names that I'd put as candidates to be low on this list?
Yeah.
Jackson McAndrew at Creighton. I feel like he's a guy that has had opportunity already to break out. He's kind of Eddie. It hasn't happened yet. They brought in Josh Dix and Blake Harper on the wing. Why is McAndrew breaking out if they brought in two high profile transfers? So to me, I'd have him low. I'd have Jalen Stewart at UConn low. Don't think he's starting. Where do the minutes come from there? And I'm just not buying his game relative to like Braylon Mullins, Caravan solo ball, all playing huge minutes on this team. I think those are the two only obvious ones here for me. And then you could talk me into anybody.
I'm okay with those two. Um, I was gonna have Sherelle, but I mean, obviously with the Bethea news, I do think Sherelle's gonna have a way bigger opportunity to shine now too.
And Sherelle's a big, so they might have to go bigger than they want. But I'm not really buying Sherelle's game. I know Carter really likes his game. Let's go McAndrew at 18, Jalen Stewart at 17. Now we got to keep working our way up the list. Guys kind of in that same Chandler tier to me. I don't think Trent Perry's expected to start at UCLA. Even if we like his game and think he could break out, to me it's like they're going Donovan Dent, Sky Clark, Eric Daly at the three, probably. So that's one. I think CJ Cox is buried at Purdue. The buzz is that Jakari Harris is going to be a breakout starter, and you obviously have Omer still there. But I also don't love the idea of putting CJ Cox this low on a list with our Purdue audience. So maybe I'm being a little tiny little scared little baby there. I don't know. Sherelle probably belongs here for me as well. And I would add Jackson Kohler to this mix because I think he's a proven commodity.
I was gonna say Jackson Kohler and Terrace Reed to me. I think what you see is what you get a little bit with those two.
Reed, I think there's been so much buzz about. Like, there's talk he could be UConn's best player and an All American. Nobody's talking about Kohler that way. But yeah, Kohler to me is just like he's going to average his 12 and 8. And do we call that a breakout when he's already a pretty proven player?
Yeah, I don't think that's a breakout at all. I could get behind Terrace from what you're saying, but I feel like even with the Terrace stuff, to I guess breaking out is different than improving. I don't know where Terrace improves. I think he gets like more opportunity, like
Yeah.
I maybe stays out of foul trouble, stays out the doghouse a little bit more. Um, but I feel like he's kind of who he is as a player a little bit.
Let me look at this Alabama depth chart real quick because Sherelle's probably going to start at the five. Otherwise, I would like him as a candidate down low. I'm gonna lock in Trent Perry at 16 because I don't think the minutes are there for him at all. And then I think it's some order of CJ Cox, Colin Chandler, Jackson Kohler before we go up higher on the list.
I think I'm very high on Antoine West Jr. too.
We could put Kwame Evans at 15. Just we don't like his game at Oregon.
Yeah, I don't like Palmer Evans.
All right, so Kwame Evans 15. Now we got to start going through like again, we like Jackson Kohler, we like CJ Cox, we like Colin Chandler, but Kohler's a proven commodity and the other two don't have the path to minutes. So help me sort through how do you want to rank those guys? We have 14, 13, and 12 upcoming here.
I think I'd put CJ Cox at 14. I'm very high on Antoine West Jr. I'm pretty high on Jakari Harris. I just think obviously I'm super high on Omar Meyer. Like that's a massive depth chart that he's fighting uphill against.
If it's Cox at 14, then I think it's Chandler at 13. And then I think it's Kohler at 12. And we make the decision to put the guy who will be a more productive player ahead of the two that are going to need another year.
Yeah, I agree. I
All
agree.
right. So let's do that. That leaves us with 11 more names to put on the list. Sherelle got a mention as a guy we're not really personally buying. I think at this point, I'd be looking at Royce Parham also as a guy like he's gonna break out. He's gonna be more productive at Marquette, but I'm just not a huge believer in his game. Everybody else in this list, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna break out. They're gonna be really good.
The thing about Parham is I feel like with how limited he was, he is a candidate to like have one of the bigger breakouts from the whole list, though. Even if I mean, I'm not huge on his game either, but he's going from next to nothing to a pretty big role.
I think you're right. Okay, this is that sentence for some reason triggered something in my brain to get creative. Is number 11 on this list Isaiah Evans?
Yes.
Because there's so many dudes on Duke.
Yeah, but see, what's interesting about Isaiah Evans, if he's like two or three, I actually think Duke is worse than if he's 11.
I love that point.
Like if he really does break out, that means something went wrong with everybody else. So I think this is a really good spot for Isaiah Evans.
I love that point. Okay. All right. We have 10 left, and I'm looking at the 10 in front of me just to read them again. Jeremy Fears, Nolan Winter, Flory Badunga, Terrace Reed, Royce Parham, Anthony Robinson, Aiden Sherrill, Carter Knox, Thomas Haw, and Motius Krivas. I think all these guys are breaking out. We're literally just putting them in order of what we think is biggest impact to lowest impact. Who do you
That's
want at 10?
Sherelle.
I'm good with that. And I think I want Krivas at 9,
Yeah, I agree.
just because we don't really know for sure if he's like, is he an all Big 12 player? Is he better than Vasar, who went to North Carolina? We don't really know.
I was gonna pitch Thomas Haw here at 8.
Give me that pitch.
I feel like he's playing out of position, and it could work. It also could not work, and we could see the opposite of a breakout from him.
I think you are totally right with it. My only question is, does he belong at 8 underneath Parham and potentially Robinson, who's another guy I kind of want to see to believe it for? Or should he be just ahead of those two and put those two? But to me, I think those are the next three in some order.
I think Parham should be ahead of that group. I'm okay. What if we put him in between the two? We go Robinson, Haw, Parham.
Let's go Haw at 8. I'm okay with that. And then you want Anthony Robinson 7, Royce Parham 6.
Yeah, I feel like Parham has the biggest room on like to balloon on this list.
I'm good with that. All right, so that means our top five in some order is going to be Carter Knox, Terrace Reed, Flory Badunga, Nolan Winter, Jeremy Fears. I think these are five guaranteed breakout players.
Yeah.
It's just in terms of impact for me. You mentioned Terrace earlier. You would have been okay putting him lower on the list. I also think, man, Carter Knox could be an All American. Badunga could be an All American. I don't think Nolan Winter will be. You could sell me that Fears is, but it's unlikely.
Fears, I don't think can be because of position.
Oh, just because there's better guards.
Yeah, Braden Smith, Donovan Nett, like it's just like he's going up against the toughest guard group, like or toughest positional group to be an All-American, I think.
I will say there's an argument, and this is genuine. There's an argument Fear should be number one on this list because more so than any other player on this list, his team is his team this year.
Well,
Kansas is Darren Peterson's team, not Flory Badunga's. Wisconsin is John Blackwell's team, not Nolan Winters. UConn is UConn. Terrace Reed's going to fit in. Carter Knox is John Calipari. Darius Acuff. It's not Carter Knox. Michigan State is Jeremy Fears' team. If he's good, he is number one on this list. I just don't know if he's actually going to be that good or not.
well, Cohen Carr.
I don't have time for this today, Dion, but I'll let that live. I don't know where we go here. I love all five of these guys, so I don't know where we go. Help me.
I like Carter Knox at 1, or I'm cool with Jeremy Fears at 1. I think Carter and Jeremy are 1 too, though, because I think they have the highest likelihood of that being their roster.
Are we positive Knox's numbers take a leap? Because what if it's just Acuff and Thomas and they're awesome?
I do, yeah. I mean, I'm very high on Acuff. I think Acuff is going to wind up in that grouping with like Michael, Cam, Darren, AJ. Um, but I think it's like from this group, the path to Carter Knox being the number one option makes more sense than the remaining players, besides Jeremy Fears.
So I'm going Nolan Winter at 5. And then I think we got to go Flory Badunga, Terrace Reed at some order 3 and 4.
Yeah.
How would you stack rank those?
I would go Terrace at 4 just because I feel like we've seen more out of Terrace. Like Flory
Yep,
could surprise us still.
totally fine with that. Okay. Which means our top two are Carter Knox and Jeremy Fears. You want to go Jeremy Fears 2, Carter Knox 1?
I like that. Yeah.
That feels good to me. All right. So, in conclusion, from most likely to least likely, Jon Rothstein's 20 breakout players. How likely are they to break out? Carter Knox 1, Jeremy Fears 2, Flory Badunga 3, Terrace Reed 4, Nolan Winter 5, Royce Parham, Anthony Robinson, Thomas Haw, Motias Krivas, Aiden Sherrill, Isaiah Evans, Jackson Kohler, Colin Chandler, CJ Cox, Kwame Evans, Trent Perry, Jalen Stewart, Jackson McAndrew, Roddy Gale, and Isaiah Brown. And I have made the executive decision that when we ask Booby for a graphic for this, we're just going to leave off the bottom 10. Topic 2 today, stock up, stock down is what I'm calling this. We're going to go through all our favorite teams. You can pick the team, and then we'll follow your lead here. And based on rumblings, my favorite word, rumblings, intel that we're hearing as summer ends and practices begin, we'll pick a player that is trending up and a player that is trending down for each of our favorite teams to cover. Any thoughts, any questions before we start? Other than that, you can pick our teams.
No thoughts. I'm just gonna let you know I'm gonna leave Auburn off the list. They're just stock down as a whole.
Okay, that's totally
Well,
fine. Yeah. All right. Who do you want to start with here?
Purdue.
I feel like we got to take my goat's reporting at its word. Stock up is Jakari Harris, which means stock down has to be one of his shooting guard compadres.
Yeah, I'm afraid it might be Omer.
I think it has to be Omer and not CJ
Yeah.
because it's coming at the expense of Omer, not CJ for me.
Yeah, there's no real negative. Not that there's like crazy negative talks about Omer either, but you don't really hear anything negative about Jakari, CJ, Antoine West. You do hear the like, let's be patient with Omer stuff.
Yeah, CJ's is more just like, yeah, he's been lighting up practice. And still Jakari's going to start. Omer is like, let's not put too much on his plate. So I think the honest answer here is, yeah, stock down Omer. That hurts our heart, though. We don't want that to be the answer.
Never. That's honestly that's the worst thing I've ever said on camera.
Stock down Navy SEALs. Stock up Purdue basketball. Who's our second team?
Let's do Michigan.
It's been a quiet couple of summer months for Michigan. Early in the summer, I would have said Mara was stock up, but I think that tapered off a little bit.
Merez, right? He kind of dominated the summer.
He had a good summer. He had a good summer. He had a good summer. I think the stock up is either Merez or McKenney. I've heard more explicitly praising things about Trey McKenney.
Is it fair to do it with the five-star McDonald's All-American though? Like, aren't we? Is that more expected than Merez?
I think Merez is oddly enough more proven at the
That's
high major level, and McKenney is not a projected starter. So I'm going to lock in stock up Trey McKenney and pull rank on this one. Stock down is harder. I don't think there's been a lot of negative buzz anywhere here. However, depending on who you ask, I've heard a few negative Cadeau things. So
I was gonna say Cadeau is been like the one we hear about. Yaxel, it's been so quiet. I almost want to include Yaxel in this.
let's go Yaxel. I mean, I do. We have not once heard Yaxel is dominating,
Yeah,
and that's what I would have wanted to hear more than anything else in the summer. So, but he's still stock down for Yaxel means like he's a good player, not a great player. So I can live with that as a Michigan fan. Who's
yeah.
next?
Let's do Michigan State.
Michigan State. Got any ideas here?
I mean, stock up. Obviously, I'm gonna pitch Cohen. But I also think, I mean, Jeremy Fears.
There is a lot of Cohen buzz, man, and I think it's coming from people that aren't just you. Somebody in our Discord yesterday was trying to tell me that apparently the plan for Cohen is to leave after this year. So that would have to inherently mean he's good enough to go to the NBA. So I guess let's just do Cohen.
I'm
Cohen
okay
is
with that.
stock up. Who's stock down?
Oddly enough, by the way, I said on a few videos, I don't think it's crazy that Cohen Carr is like a lottery pick, but neither here nor there. Stock down.
Can I do some read between the lines wind horsing right now?
Yeah.
So Josiah Jervis said Michigan State's pitch to him is we have a ton of minutes for you. That's got to be stock down Kurt Tang.
Because it would also mean stock up Cohen Carr in a way, right?
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Little
I can
bit,
see
yeah.
that. I
But to
can see.
me, if they're running around to shooting guards being like, it's yours,
Yeah.
that means Kurt Tang, an incoming sophomore who's supposed to compete with Trey Fort, is not a guy they believe in.
Yeah.
So let's go with that. Cohen Carr stock up, Kurt Tang stock down. Who's next?
Illinois. Stock up.
It's hard not to get injury induced here.
Yeah. I mean, stock up. Does Petrovic count?
It could.
He feels different to me than I was expecting.
Why? Why so?
He's just got a lot more wiggle to him in the clips they've shown.
He does. I think my stock up would be Kylan.
Okay, I like that.
There's been more loud positive buzz for the way Kylan's handling himself than I think anybody on the team.
I
So,
like that.
all right, stock up Kylan, stock down. It might just be injury induced, but I think it's Stojakovic.
Yeah, I was gonna say Stojakovic because we haven't seen much. I mean, if you want to get like real nitpicky, maybe Big T, just because the defense that they've shown has been rough, but Big T's still probably their best player.
Yeah, Big T is going to be good. I think from our expectation when he committed, I think it's Andre. It's like his defense is ahead of his offense. Wait, what? And now he's hurt and missing a month. Wait, what? I think it's got to be Andre until proven otherwise. Who's next?
What Big Ten teams do we have left? Indiana,
Indiana.
stock.
Either Connerway or Wilkerson, I think.
I was gonna say Connorway because Wilkerson feels more like expected.
We knew he was going to be good.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stock up guys for Indiana, honestly. Sam Alexis had a good overseas trip. Reed Bailey had some moments. So, yeah, I'm good with that. Stock up Connerway for Indiana. And then stock down. I don't know if there is an answer on this team other than Tucker.
I was gonna say it's Tuck. Yeah,
Tuck
it's
just
Tuck.
looks out of shape and
Just doesn't seem all the way there. Which, by the way, if you're an Indiana fan, that's the like of everybody we've done stock down for, you want Tuck as your stock down because you know how good you have to be for Tucker DeVries to be your stock down. Like that,
that
that's a really good team.
that's the Michigan answer with the Axel too. Like, oh, my best player is stock down, then everybody else must be doing some good things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Uh
great spot to be in.
Want to do Kentucky next?
Yeah. Um, stock up. Trent Noah?
Could be Noah. There's been a lot of positivity everywhere here. It could be Noah. It also definitely could be Jalen Lowe.
Yeah.
Field of 68 came out of that being like our point guard play is way better, and it's Jalen Lowe's team. So I think I lean low, but Noah's had a lot of smoke too.
I'm good with that. I think any answer that's like low Noah Moreno, I'm okay with.
Let's go low because I think that's the biggest impact. Stock down,
Driver's tests.
drivers test. They take this with a grain of salt, but it's either Brandon Garrison, who everyone knows they don't like, or they've slow played Jasper a lot lately.
I was gonna say Jasper's been really quiet.
Yeah, let's call Jasper. They're kind of playing the same thing as Omer Meyer. He needs a lot of time. The flashes are great, but it's inconsistent. Louisville?
Louisville's, I mean, stock up's got to be Mike F. What a summer he had.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I mean, I think he's had the best summer in college, maybe college sports, if you can
Yeah,
even football on that.
that is crazy. And the expectations were already that high, but we're still locking him in. Stock down?
Can I say Woolley? This is going to be an odd answer, but to me, when Woolley hit the portal, I thought he was just gonna have a much bigger role than he's about to have.
I think that's fair. He is definitely behind the big two, which to some was not the expectation. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that for Woolley. I got no issues, but there isn't a strong stock down for Louisville. It's been a very stock rising summer. Let's do Duke next. The latest buzz on stock up is Kamenia.
He's another one that I think's had a really, really good summer too.
Talk that he might start.
He should start. He
So
should
let's go
start.
Kamenia. And then stock down is Dame Sar pretty comfortably from what I've heard.
Yeah, he had a flash in Oregon where he looked insane and hasn't really lived up to it since.
Yep. All right. Who have we not done? We did Kentucky, Louisville, Duke. We can do
UNC?
BYU, UNC probably.
Yeah.
Let's do UNC first. I mean, they
Bo
love Caleb Wilson, but it feels dumb to say that's stock up.
I feel like it's Bogovac.
Really?
I mean, I might be wrong on that, but it feels like UNC went from being kind of like, what are they going to be next year to, oh my God, they could make the second weekend since he got to campus.
Yeah. Okay. I'm totally okay with Bogovac. Give me a stock down.
Trimble? I hate to say that.
The Trimble stuff is everyone else is downplaying him while we gas him up. So I don't know whether to call that stock down or what.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in Trimble incredibly still, but I think it's odd, like the way he's being portrayed at the same time.
Based on how Riley has said it, I would say Jaron Stevenson.
Okay, I like that answer.
He's kind of just downplayed any role for him anytime I talk about it. But
By the way, you hit the nail on the head with Riley. We did the state of the program, and I kept joking with Riley, like you were so right when you said Riley thinks they can make the Final Four while also Huber gets fired.
yeah, it's crazy times. It really is. Let's do, unless I'm forgetting another team we want to do, let's do BYU. Oh, we want to do UConn too.
You
BYU and
maybe.
UConn to end this.
What about? Do we have to do it? Should we do Arkansas for Cal?
Respectfully to Coach Cal? No. What are you going to do about it, Coach Cal? Huh? Yeah, sorry. Let's do BYU and UConn.
Stock up. Man, I feel like everybody's kind of stock is up on this team. Kavakata?
Just because he's available, that's an option. I think there's been a lot of Moo Davis love that wasn't necessarily expected. I also think Xavier Staten has looked really good. So it's kind of eye test or ear test. I think Moo Davis is the right answer.
Yeah, I agree. And Staten would be too, actually, not Kava.
Let's do Davis as the answer. Who's stocked down for BYU? There's not many options.
Sadly, I think it's Richie Saunders.
Why?
Very, very quiet on the Saunders front. It almost feels like he's taking a back seat, and I don't think this team is best if he does that.
How dare you? Yeah, I can't approve of that. That's his answer, not mine. I'll go with Dawson Baker because he's still on the team.
Because he's still.
Like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, everybody else is so exciting, and you're Dawson Baker. Like, that'd be a tough spot to be in. Last team is UConn. Stock up. Been so much Terrace smoke.
Got to be Terrace, right?
I think it's got to be Terrace. Or, I mean, I've been trying to perpetuate that Malachi Smith looks great, but I think Terrace is the correct answer.
I
And then
think
stock down, I think, is Ryby. People are really slow playing him.
Yeah, I've been out on Ryby since the All American game runs that they went on. He just looks small.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There you have it. That was a fun exercise. We'll see how many of these end up coming true. Third and final topic today. Let's come up with a list of the top 10 best head coaching duos combining college football and college basketball. So I'm looking for the same school, one football coach, one basketball coach that added together are the strongest duos in college sports right now. I think this should be fun. We talk about this every couple of years, it feels like, but with coaches stepping down and other random jobs that have been taken, there's been a lot of movement here. So let's do this. Let's start at the top and work our way down. Who would you nominate as potentially the best cross sport head coaching duo in college sports?
Ooh, this is uh this is tough. Would it be
Hard to have two good ones you feel good about.
I feel like it's gotta be Bama right now, right? And I don't really believe in Caitlin like that.
I don't think Bama would want themselves on the list because I don't think they believe in DeBoer. Like going
Yeah,
through, I'm just going to go down Ken Palm right now.
Oregon.
You could make an argument for Duke if you want to talk me into Manny Diaz being a guy people like, but I don't think they're guaranteed to be on the list. Houston's not on the list. Florida's not on the list because of Billy Napier. He's not. Auburn might have been on the list before Bruce Pearl stepped down. Now they can't be. I think Tennessee is very high on the list.
Oregon.
Lanning Altman.
Yeah. I think Landing Altman's the best duo.
So let's just kind of put names we know are going to be on the list, and then we can put them in order. Oregon has Lanning and Altman for sure.
Muss and Lincoln.
I think they're probably on the bottom half of the list. You could argue both are more gimmick than coach right now, but they're probably there. I think Rick Barnes and Heupel, I think they might be number one.
Yeah.
I think Beard and Kiffin.
Oh, I like that. I like them a lot. They would be two.
Beard and Kiffin's definitely high on this list. I don't think Alabama makes it because they don't like DeBoer. I
Mm-mm.
don't think Michigan State makes it because they don't like Jonathan Smith. Who's Texas Tech's football coach?
Couldn't tell you.
That should probably disqualify them.
Yeah.
But if we like Texas Tech's football coach, I mean, McCaslin belongs on this list.
It's someone named Joey McGuire.
Yep, they're not on the list. I think Iowa State might be Otzelberger and Campbell.
I like that.
I think I'm just gonna keep naming names until we get like our nominee list, then we can put them in order.
Shrewsbury and what's his name? Who's the
Who's
Notre
that?
Dame? Who's the Notre Dame football coach?
Shrewsbury and Marcus Freeman.
Yeah,
I don't think they're there because I don't think Shrews qualifies.
that's fair.
But they let's put them on the nomination list. They could sneak in. They could definitely sneak in. Um, what would you do with Michigan? Are they off because of Sharon or are they close?
I think they're close.
Put
I,
them on the
I, I
nomination list?
I think Dusty is better than Muss, but like Lincoln's miles ahead of Sharon type of thing.
I think Michigan ends up off the list, but let's just put them there for right now.
Oh,
I
oh, Sig and Darren.
so we are going to have a Big Ten run here in a minute. Signetti and DeVries could be number one. I think Underwood and Bielema
Yeah,
could be number one.
yeah.
Keeping going down the list, if Buzz Williams was still at A&M, I would argue they could be here. I think Kentucky doesn't qualify because Mark Stoops isn't good enough. I'm about to make the argument that I think Painter and Odom belong on here.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. But if they're on there, can I ask for Brom and Kelsey?
Is Brom good enough?
I like Louisville's football team.
I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. All right, Brom and Kelsey are there. And I have one more nomination that's definitely here. Kevin Young and Sataki at BYU.
Facts.
That might
Facts.
be number one too. All right,
Yeah.
so going through this, tell me if you think we're missing anybody. Where do Hubert and Belichick rank? Oh, I'm sorry, I had to do that. Quickly, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Penn State and Ohio State aren't here because of basketball, right?
I think Ohio State has a better argument than Penn State.
Diebler's terrible, man.
Terrible, but it's hard not to have the national champions on there.
It is, but Diebler's terrible.
What about,
Sean Miller and Sark?
yeah, that's what I was gonna weigh. Like, do we believe in Sean Miller enough to include them on here?
I think so. I
I
think
like that.
I think Sean Miller and Sarkisian get here. I'm trying to make sure there's not any other obvious college football.
Who's Missouri's football coach?
Isn't it like Drinkwitz or something, Eli?
I think you could throw Mizzou on here too. with what they're doing on the recruiting trail in basketball, plus their top 20 program at the moment.
I don't like Gates enough to do it. I
That's
like
fair.
him in the honorable mention, but I don't like Gates enough to do it. LSU's not there because basketball stinks. Georgia's not there because basketball stinks. Honestly, the best football programs all have horrible basketball coaches.
My takeaway from this is the SEC could just care less about basketball, which is interesting because I feel like they're the best conference in the country last year too.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. All right. So from working through that, here are our official list of nominations, and I'm going to cross a few out as we go. Let me make sure 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 13 nominations. We need to cut three. Oregon's on the list, USC's on the list, Tennessee's on the list, Ole Miss is on the list, Iowa State's on the list, Notre Dame's on the list. They might be a cut. Michigan is definitely cut. They're not on the list. Sharon Moore disqualifies them. Indiana's on the list. Illinois is on the list. Purdue is a maybe cut for me. Louisville is on the list, I think. BYU is on the list. And I think Texas is a maybe cut.
I think Texas and Purdue probably get cut first.
I think Shrewsbury might be struggling enough that it's Notre Dame we cut.
Okay, I'm okay. Honestly, I didn't even realize we had Notre Dame on the list. I thought we kept them off.
And Marcus Freeman started 0-2 this year, too. So there's your
Yeah.
punishment. All right. So we're going to cut Notre Dame and we are going to cut, we said Texas.
Yeah, I gotta see it from Sean Miller. Also, Sark. It's not like Texas has looked the greatest this year.
Yep. Okay. So that means our 10 we need to now put in order. Oregon, USC, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Indiana, Illinois, Purdue, Louisville, BYU. Who would you argue is number one? I have, I think, three candidates.
Oregon, I think for me is one.
I'm surprised by that. I think
I
that's
like
giving Altman a little too much credit.
I like Altman. I think I don't know, I like Altman. I don't think it's working as well in the Big Ten as it did the Pac-12, of course, but I like Altman. And I honestly, I think Lanning's the best coach in football.
I love Dan Lanning, so I want them high. I just think Altman is like checked out. He didn't really do the portal. Like I think his retirement is inbound. I know that doesn't necessarily matter, but it scares me relative to like there's a couple like Illinois, for example, is thriving. I know they just got blown out in football, but it's like in our prime, we're going to be here for a decade. I think that kind of matters. My three that I would nominate for best combo, I think Tennessee, Barnes and Heupel are like every year you expect to be top 10.
Mhm.
That we can't say that about Oregon basketball right now. Indiana, if you believe in DeVries, I think could be number one with how good Signetti is. And then I honestly, it sounds crazy. I think BYU deserves to be in contention for number one.
I think I agree with that. I would have personally, um, I would have BYU and Indiana above Tennessee.
Why don't you see Tennessee? Because to me, I actually think they're separated clearly number one. They're the only team on this list that's top 10 expectations in both every year.
I um I think the basketball team is like really, really good. I feel like Tennessee football comes in with expectations and normally ends like exactly where they normally end up.
Made the playoff last year, survived the Nico shit this summer, and looks good. Looks like they're the winner of that.
Tennessee made the playoff last year.
Yeah, they lost to Ohio State in Columbus.
Playoffs too big. That's why playoffs too big.
Playoff is a little too big. All right.
I
All
didn't
right.
know Tennessee made the playoff last year. I'm cool with them being one.
We can put them one.
Yeah, I didn't realize they made the playoff.
I feel like I just won a battle. I had to talk you into it. But yeah, I think they're the only team on this list that is legitimately top 10 mentally in both every year. I
Yeah.
don't think any other program can say that, and Tennessee can.
Had I known they made the playoff, I wouldn't have said what I said. I had no idea they made the playoff.
Out of respect for that, I'll put Oregon too. That sound good? Lanning and
I,
Altman at two. And
I like
then
that.
do we want to go back to BYU and Indiana 3 and 4?
I think I would go Indiana 3, BYU 4, yeah.
I'm good with that. Help me make sense of the rest of this order then.
What do we
The
got?
rest of our six are USC, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Illinois, Purdue, and Louisville. Literally, had we recorded this before Illinois' 53-point loss to Indiana, I think I would have argued Illinois being number one on this list. So they got to be up there.
I think Illinois should be up there. I personally think USC should be up there. Um,
You taking Muss and Riley, or are you taking Beard and Kiffin? Those
I'm
two
thinking
feel
Beard.
identical to me.
I think Beard and Kiffin should be next.
Put them five.
Yeah, I think Kiffin has that playoff expectation, and once Beard gets a few of his rosters, and I think Ole Miss's expectations will be pretty high too.
I'm good with that. Okay. How far are we letting Illinois drop?
So here's my issue with Illinois. The expectations aren't as high as the rest of this like grouping, I feel like.
That's a good point.
Like the results may be the same, if not better, but like USC goes in expecting more than Illinois goes in expecting.
It's just a good point. So let's go USC 6. Is it Louisville 7?
I think so. I think so.
Illinois 8?
Illinois 8.
And then we
Purdue.
have Purdue and Iowa State left.
I think you do Purdue, Iowa State.
Purdue 9, Iowa State 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, I think. So Tennessee 1, Oregon 2, Indiana 3, BYU 4, Louisville 5, USC 6, Ole Miss 5, USC 6, Louisville 7, Illinois 8, Purdue 9, Iowa State 10.
I like that.
That was fun. It's so funny to me. We just do a topic like this at the end. I'm just like, that was fun. What's next? Like, I do this like 21 times a week, man. My brain is numb. One big thing presented by the fact that it's 3:39 p.m. Eastern right now. Shout out to you for a full classic Carter Elliott Monday here, where we basically did 12 hours of content. So thank you for filling in for the big fella rather nicely. Great work today. What do you got?
One big thing, big shoes. A lot of big shoes to fill over here. Hopefully, I was able to fill them as well as I can. I will say this. I tell you, Card, this all the time. You guys are like two of the hardest working people I know. Like this isn't easy. I mean, we've been recording pretty much for almost 7 hours now. So, you know what I mean? Like no matter what anybody says, like it's not easy to do. So
Appreciate that, dog. It's very fun to do it with you. It's very helpful that we have a person that we consider exactly one of us. Feels literally no different other than I'm not looking at like a 6'7" man doing it with you than doing it with Carter. And I know Cart feels the same when you fill in for me. So appreciate you. My one big thing, male friends. You got to have some male friends if you're an adult male. And I say this as a 32-year-old dad. Most people, I think, go through what I go through, where most of your male friends move away. Maybe you don't see them maybe once a year, and that's all you got left. I talked about I'm going to a concert this weekend with my best friend from high school. But more importantly, in the middle of recording this, I got a text from a good friend of mine named Eric, who lives in the neighborhood, big sleepers listener, lives across the green from me in the backyard. Eric just hit me with I'm thinking of going to the bar tonight for the game if you're interested. That hits so different. I'm in a group chat with Eric, another one of my friends, Devin, and then a third number I don't even know. I have no idea who the third number is. But all I know is all three of us said I'm in, and now I'm going to the bar to watch the Lions on Monday night for wings and beer with friends that I don't even know. And you see me energized right now because I haven't had a text from one of my male friends in a minute like, yo, you want to pull up and watch the game at the bar tonight? And I said, yeah. So you need some of those. I'm pretty excited about it.
love that. I'm doing unlimited wings at a spot out here tonight for the game too, and probably gonna Uber there and just have a time.
Isaac Tesla ladder, that first reception for 19 yards in the first quarter is going to go so different for you and I. It's crazy.
I think I'm gonna take a shot for every catch he gets.
I'm so down. Are we doing receptions or yards? Should
I
we do
did
both?
both.
Do both? Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'll go drink for drink with you. Every Isaac Tesla catch is a shot. There we go.
I love that.
We'll be back tomorrow, very hungover, everybody. Cheers.